Following the November murder, more cases of murdered young boys began appearing throughout Cali. The bodies were consistently discarded in mangones, the urban alleys and vacant lots that gave the killer his eventual nickname. On December 4, 1963, another boy was found on grassland in the northern area of the city, in what is considered the second recorded homicide. 8 days later, a third body was discovered on the shores of the Aguacatal River. This victim presented particularly disturbing evidence of the killer's sadistic nature. The body was found lacking eyeballs, suggesting post-mortem mutilation. 2 more bodies were discovered before the end of 1963, one near the railway station and another in Prados del Norte. By the end of 1963, 5 murders had been recorded between November and December, all similar in their brutality and methodology. The victims were primarily pre-adolescent and teenage boys, most between the ages of 8 and 13. They were typically street children or young people who frequented the mangones areas where there were unbuilt spaces and isolated buildings. The systematic nature of these discoveries led investigators to realize they were dealing with a serial killer. Between February and April 1964, there were an additional 3 murders, one very close to Tequendama, another in Puerto Malarino, and the last at a potrero, an open field used for grazing. The geographic spread of the crimes suggested that the killer was highly mobile and familiar with various neighborhoods throughout Cali. Faced with this unprecedented wave of murders, the authorities initially struggled to comprehend the scope of the crimes. In a misguided attempt to calm public fears, officials sent a series of notices to the public claiming that the bodies were likely taken from cemeteries and later scattered around Cali, mostly in solitary areas. This explanation was both inadequate and insulting to the victims' families. The physical evidence clearly indicated that these were fresh murders, not grave robberies. Despite official denials, much of the press and public demanded that the killings be properly investigated and the terror finally brought to an end.